Right to this story, many municipalities in the country are failing to deliver basic services daily. That's the word from President Cyril Ramaphosa, who addressed a Human Rights Commission conference in Sandton earlier today. The conference is focusing on local government accountability, service delivery and the human rights. Let's go to eNCA's Heidi Giokos, who was covering that gathering, and she joins us now live. Heidi, just give us a synopsis of what the President said, as he's concerned about the fact that a lack of service delivery is hampering on people's rights.
Yes, certainly, and I think this is why the Human Rights Commission decided to basically intervene and host this two-day program that looks at local governance and issues that people on the ground face on a daily basis. You and I both know, Masego, that we've covered stories time and time again where communities have been completely fed up and have taken to the streets, have protested, have burnt and damaged infrastructure just to get the local municipality and local government officials to intervene and to actually listen to their demands. And at the end of the day, it's just basic services that they are asking for. They aren't asking for something that they don't have a right to. So the presence here of President Cyril Ramaphosa was that of the Human Rights Commission trying to alert the number one citizen that there are many issues within local governance, and this is basically a human rights violation when people don't have access to water, electricity, sanitation, proper education, be it in the classroom or when it just comes to the lack of infrastructure. So one of the big issues that the President spoke about was that when there is no basic services, it creates a huge mistrust between the local government and the people on the ground. And this is something that we've seen time and time again, where people are starting to lose trust in the government to say, you aren't providing me with basic services, and this is causing a huge trust deficit between the two. And that should not be the case, because ordinary citizens should be in a position where they trust the government because the services are being delivered. But that's not really happening. I want us to listen to what President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke about when it comes to that massive trust deficit.
We are alive to the reality that failures of local government are widening the trust deficit between government and the citizenry of our country. Unless these are remedied, we run the risk that the people of South Africa will become disillusioned with democracy itself. And we have already seen signs of it when they stay away from exercising their most important basic right, which is the right to vote. It is a vote of no confidence also in democracy.
Heidi, what did he say about malfeasance in municipalities and the constitutional order?
Yes, I think at the end of the day, it all boils down to the fact that local municipalities are unable to provide the basic services. The President has spoken about how most municipalities in this country are unable to provide basic services to people. We've seen this in the poor performance of the ruling party in the recent local government elections, but also in the Auditor General's report. The President speaking about how there needs to be tangible solutions to these massive problems that ordinary citizens face on a daily basis. But I think, Masego, the key question here is the presence of the President here and this two-day program, is it really going to yield results? We've seen ministers, we've seen the acting public protector, the President himself has been here. But at the end of the day, the big question is, we know what the problems are, but why is nothing really being done about it? Another big issue is the fact that when you do have municipal workers, be it mayors or any other municipal workers at these municipalities, standing up and trying to make sure that these services are being delivered, a lot of the time they are being targeted, and oftentimes they lose their lives. So this becomes a huge issue. The President alluding to this, the President indicating that the fact that these municipalities do not operate the way they should and to full capacity, it's a huge constitutional threat, because our constitution is very, very clear. If you just look at what's happening in healthcare, in almost every single basic service delivery that's supposed to be delivered to the people of South Africa, there is one kind of issue that arises. So the president saying this needs to be addressed, speaking about how the Constitution is very clear, but it's one thing to speak about it and it's one thing to actually have something done about it. Let's listen to President Cyril Ramaphosa once again.
Political contestation and infighting, lack of skills, failure to adhere to legislative prescripts, poor governance, lack of accountability, as well as what I would call super corruption, are causing instability in municipalities and are eroding the provision of services to ordinary South Africans. This is a crisis. It's a crisis of enormous proportions. Continuing along the current trajectory is neither viable nor sustainable, as I think the president of SALGA said, even though I was not here. It undermines the constitutional promise of human dignity. It threatens economic growth and investment. It is a threat to our constitutional order.
All right, eNCA reporter Heidi Giokos, let's leave it there for now.